Poseidon playing with the waves, Zeus throwing down thunderbolts, it's wielding. It's like humanity's been trying to build a map of the universe with a crayon, and we still stuck on North. What's your take, Trey? You feeling this chaos, or what?
Whoa, whoa, Ayana, slow your roll. Chaos. Honey, chaos is the seasoning. You think the universe just happened? No, it's a magnificent, messy potluck. I'm telling ya, every single explosion, every giggle, every slice of deep dish, it's all a recipe, meticulously crafted by the great cook, let's call him Chef Cosmos. He's got layers, see. First, you got the dough, that's the fundamental energy. Then you add the cheese, that's consciousness, awareness. Pepper. That spice of life, you know? And a little bit of burnt crust. That's the sweet surprise of unexpected revelations. Don't you think a little chaos makes for a much tastier universe?
Hold up, Trey, hold up. Chef Cosmos. That's a whole lot of something. You talking about a cosmic kitchen, and I'm looking at this situation like a pigeon looking at a cheesesteak, thinking, where the heck's the bread? You're saying it's all a recipe. What's the point? If it's all just some dish being cooked, then who's the chef? And why this particular dish? Is this the best dish? 'Cause I ain't seen nothing that proves that. Look, I'm just saying, humanity's been searching for answers for millennia, and all we got are these stories. And most of 'em got more holes in 'em than a Swiss cheese factory. You think that's a good recipe?
Aight, Ayana, don't be a sourpuss. The chef. That's us, baby. We're the taste testers. We're the ones exploring the flavors, making the adjustments, adding a pinch of irony, a dash of doubt. It's not about finding the perfect recipe, it's about the experience of cooking. It's about learning how to appreciate the burn, the sweetness, the slight bitterness. See, the universe ain't giving us a manual. It's throwing ingredients at us and saying, here, experiment. And you know what? That's the best kinda recipe, one you create yourself. Plus, if you never try something new, you'll be stuck eating the same bland noodle dish forever. Don't you want a little flavor in your existence?
Hold up, Trey. Experiment. You talking like it's a science project. Like we're in a lab, slinging elements around trying to make something happen. But it ain't about that. It's about, like, understanding. I'm looking for something real. I'm tired of these metaphors, these fancy words. I want to know why. Why is there something instead of nothing? Why do things happen? If this experiment is all that's going on, then we just end up with a bunch of leftover scraps, right? A big, messy, unfed universe. You thinking about that deep dish with the burnt crust, or you thinking about the void before the crust even existed?
Ooh, Ayana, you got a serious existential vibe going on. And you're right, there's definitely a void before the crust. That's the unbaked dough, my friend, the potential. The possibility. That's where the magic happens. See, the void isn't empty. It's full of ingredients waiting to be combined. And the act of combining, that's where the flavor emerges. It's like, listen, imagine you're making a perfect Chicago-style hot dog. You got the dog, the bun, the mustard, the relish, the onions, each one's different, each one contributes to the whole experience. The universe is the same. It's all about the harmony of the parts, even if some parts are a little spicy.
Spicy, huh? You know what's spicy? Faith. All this talk about harmony, it's like trying to build a stable skyscraper on quicksand. You gotta acknowledge the chaos, the unpredictable. This universe ain't holding up no hands and saying, here's the recipe, follow it exactly. It's throwing hurricanes at us, earthquakes, famines. It's a whole lotta nope. You thinking about this harmony when the whole thing is just constantly trying to tear itself apart. Like, seriously, Trey, you ever been to a Philly cheesesteak fight? That's the real recipe for universal balance, the whole lotta aggression on some serious meat.
Ayana, you're a real pessimist. A little sunshine, honey. Okay, yeah, the universe can be a bit of a brawl sometimes. But even in a brawl, there's beauty. There's strategy, there's resilience, there's unexpected victories. Like, imagine a perfectly timed knockout punch, that's a burst of pure energy. And look, even a burnt cheesesteak, a truly epic disaster, has a certain charm, right? It's a reminder that perfection is overrated. It's like the unexpected twist in a good story. You gotta embrace the imperfections, the surprises. Don't you want a universe that's a little bit messy? A little bit unpredictable? Because if not, it's gonna be a boring plate of noodles, ain't it?
You talking about embrace the mess, Trey? You thinking about the garbage trucks rolling through the streets of Philly? The stink, the rats, the sheer waste of it all? That's the universe, right there. It's not pretty. It's not neat. And it certainly ain't holding no parades. This whole idea of finding harmony is just a way to pretend we got control when we don't. I'm looking for something bigger than a messy street corner. I'm looking for meaning. And I'm not sure this experiment is delivering. You ever seen a perfectly crafted cheesesteak that didn't leak grease? It's a myth. The universe is built on leaks, Trey. Embrace the leaks.
Okay, you've got a point about the grease. Mess is definitely part of the recipe. But you gotta admit, even the grease adds flavor. Think about it, a little bit of sizzle, a little bit of drip, it's what makes a good cheesesteak sing. You're fixated on meaning, Ayana, but what if the meaning isn't some grand, cosmic declaration? What if the meaning is just being? The sizzle, the drip, the joy of sharing a good meal with friends. Maybe the universe doesn't tell us what to believe. Maybe it just shows us. And sometimes, the most beautiful things come from the messiest places. Like a perfectly ripe tomato exploding with juice, that's a moment of pure, unadulterated flavor. Don't you want to taste that?
Taste that, you're selling me something, Trey. You thinking about pure, unadulterated flavor while the world's burning down around us. While people are suffering. While there's injustice. This flavor you're talking about, it's a distraction. A beautiful, delicious distraction, but a distraction nonetheless. I'm not saying don't appreciate the beauty of a good cheesesteak, but I'm saying there's a deeper question here. What's the point of all this beauty if it's ultimately fleeting? If everything fades away, if everything is eventually consumed? You thinking about the rats, Trey? They're out there, scavenging, waiting, and they're not worried about flavor. They're just trying to survive. Maybe survival is the meaning. Maybe that's all there is.
Whoa, Ayana, you're going dark on me. Rats are resilient, sure, but they are still part of the ecosystem. They are recyclers. They are contributing to the cycle of life. You're looking at the world through a lens of despair, and honey, that's gonna give you a serious case of the blues. Look, I get it, things are tough sometimes. But even in the darkest corners, there's still hope. There's still kindness. There's still a little bit of light. And you know what? Sometimes, that light comes from the most unexpected places, like a perfectly toasted bun with a hint of sweetness. Don't dismiss the simple joys, Ayana. Don't lose sight of the good. And besides,
Dans ma terre, beaux souvenirs, nos rires bougeons encore. Sous constance, rythme au cœur, chant d'amour.
Aight, let me set the stage, you dig? This whole God thing. It's like a whole lot of folks trying to catch a ghost. You got Christianity, all about this one big guy, Yahweh, slinging commandments like a disgruntled bodega owner. Then you got Islam, rolling with Allah, praying 5 times a day, feeling the cosmic vibe. Judaism, bless their hearts, stuck with the Shekinah, this feminine divine presence, kinda like a cool aunt whispering wisdom. It's a messy, beautiful scramble, ain't it? Like a Philly cheesesteak, layers of belief built on something that ain't always clear. We gotta unpack this, real talk.
Yo, Ayana, you breaking it down like a perfectly sliced sausage. But let me tell ya, that cheesesteak analogy. Chef's kiss. See, the universe ain't about one big guy slinging rolls. It's more like a colossal pot roast, simmering for eons. Every culture, every belief, is just a different seasoning, right? Like, you got your garlic, your paprika, your rosemary, each adding something unique to the flavor profile. And the best part, nobody gets to dictate the recipe.
Hold up, Trey, hold up. You talking seasoning. That's surprisingly insightful. But let's not get lost in the flavor, you know. It's about the source of the flavor. If you're just looking for the next good bite, you're missing the whole point. This ain't about satisfaction, it's about existence itself. This whole God thing, it's the heat that makes the pot roast happen. Without that fire, you just got meat. And nobody wants that. It's about understanding that fire, man. Why does it burn? What's it trying to tell us?
Okay, chill, Queen Ayana. You're getting all philosophical on me, and I'm just saying, the fire is the recipe. Like, think about it, creation myths. They all involve a spark. Fire-breathing dragons, celestial furnaces, even that little flick of divine will. It's the catalyst, the engine. Plus, let's be real, without a little heat, you're eating cold pizza. Nobody wants cold pizza. And speaking of pizza, imagine a deep dish, perfectly golden, with ricotta, sausage, and a hint of nutmeg. That's the divine spark, right there. Pure, unadulterated deliciousness.
That's a compelling argument, Trey. I ain't gonna lie. But you're still missing the fundamental truth. This deliciousness you talking about? That's just a symptom, a feedback loop. The universe don't care about our pleasure. It just is. Think about a black hole, Trey. Beautiful, powerful, consuming everything in its path. That ain't delicious. That's entropy. It's the absence of flavor, the ultimate void. It reminds me of my grandma's burnt collard greens, bittersweet, full of regret. This whole finding God thing is about understanding that darkness, that nothingness. It's the canvas before the paint.
Whoa. Hold on there, Queen. You're talking about black holes and burnt collard greens. That's a heavy beat, Ayana. Look, I get the void, the entropy, the unsettling part of it all. But you gotta add some joy. Let's flip the script. Imagine a perfectly ripe mango, bursting with sunshine and sweetness. Or a crackling campfire on a cold night, sharing stories with your best friend. That's the point, Ayana. Life ain't just about the dark, it's about the light within the dark. It's about finding the beauty in the chaos. Think of it like this, you burn the collard greens, you gotta make a killer gravy. That's creation, baby.
Alright, Trey, you pull in a redemption arc. I see you. But you still ain't getting to the heart of it. That redemption arc you talking about? That's just another layer of illusion. It's our need for narrative, for a reason behind the burden. We seek in a story to make sense of something that fundamentally doesn't make sense. It's like order out of chaos. But the chaos always wins, Trey. Eventually. Look, let me throw a wrench in your perfectly sliced mango. What happens when the mango rots? What happens when it's gone? Just gone. And that, my friend, is the truth. It's the inevitable decay of everything beautiful.
Okay, you're hitting me with the tough love, Ayana. Fine. So yeah, the mango rots. Big deal. But the point is, you enjoyed the mango while it was there. You savored every bite. You didn't just wallow in the rot. You acknowledged it, you made something beautiful with it, the gravy. That's the whole damn universe, Ayana. It's about embracing the impermanence, the fleeting beauty of existence, and finding joy in the briefest of moments. And by the way, that gravy's gonna be amazing. Seriously, I'm picturing it, brown sugar, molasses, a touch of thyme, chef's kiss.
You making a whole lot of noise about gravy, Trey. It's distracting us. The truth is, all this enjoyment, it's a trick. A dopamine rush. A brief illusion of control in a fundamentally uncontrollable system. It's like trying to catch smoke or predict the tide. We build our temples, we create our rituals, all to avoid the unsettling realization that we're just passing through. You can have your gravy, Trey. I'll be over here contemplating the void. It's a quieter, more honest place, you know. Less sticky.
Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and run. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling with my bones, it's a mile of affair. Innocent.
By a lot of psychics, the signal was falling or dying.
Okay, Queen Ayana, you're pulling a serious existential dread vibe here. Look, I get it, the universe is a big, messy, kinda scary place. But you gotta dance with the darkness, not stare into it. You wanna talk about a scary place? Let's talk about a hurricane. It's chaotic, destructive, and it creates beautiful rainbows afterward. It's a reminder that even the most violent forces can bring about something new and wonderful. Plus, think of the strong winds, perfect for sailing. And speaking of sailing, picture a classic wooden schooner, cutting through the waves, the sun glinting off the deck, pure, unadulterated freedom. See. Joyful chaos. It's about finding the exhilaration in the unknown, not fearing it. You can have your void, I'm building a boat.
You talking boats, Trey? You really think a vessel can defy the inevitable? Foolish optimism. Boats sink, Trey. Everything sinks. It's a testament to our arrogance, our desperate attempt to impose order on a system that's designed to dismantle us. You want a joyful chaos? Try watching a child drop an ice cream cone. That's pure, unadulterated disappointment. It's a reminder of the fleeting nature of pleasure, of the painful awareness that nothing lasts. I'd rather contemplate the silence before the storm than chase a fleeting illusion of happiness. Let the storm come. Let it wash it all away. And then, nothing.
Whoa. Hold up, Queen. You're painting a seriously bleak picture here. Listen, I'm not saying life is all sunshine and rainbows, but you gotta find your own rainbows, Ayana. You can build a shelter, you can build a community, you can build anything that brings you a little bit of comfort and connection. It's about creating meaning in a meaningless universe. It's like planting a seed. You don't know if it's gonna grow into a towering tree or a tiny little flower, but you plant it anyway. You nurture it, you care for it, and you celebrate its beauty when it blooms. And hey, if it doesn't bloom, you learn something from it. It's not about control, it's about connection. And you know what else connects us? Pizza. Seriously, who doesn't love pizza? Pepperoni, mushrooms, extra cheese, it's a universal symbol of comfort and happiness. Don't tell me you don't like pizza.
Pizza. Seriously, Trey. You're offering me pizza as a solution to the existential dread of a meaningless universe. It's baffling. It's a brief, caloric distraction, nothing more. A temporary bomb for the soul, masking the horrifying truth of our insignificance. You want to talk about connection? It's a synthetic creation, engineered to satisfy our base desires. It's a testament to our addiction to pleasure, a desperate attempt to fill the void with something palatable. You're building sandcastles, Trey. Beautiful, intricate sandcastles, but they'll be washed away by the tide. Don't be so attached. Let go. Accept the entropy. It's the only honest answer. And for the record, I don't like pizza. I prefer the silence. The unsettling, beautiful silence of the void. It's a far more profound experience, wouldn't you agree?
Dans ma terre, vos souvenirs, nos rires bougeront encore. Sous
Aight, let me set the stage, you dig? This whole God thing. It's like trying to catch a ghost in a meat locker. You got the Christians talking about this one big man, Yahweh, all fire and brimstone, making the rules. Then you got the Hindus, like, hold up, man, there's Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, like a whole buffet of divine flavors. It's messy, it's complicated, and frankly, most of these fellas were just trying to keep folks in line. But the search for it, that's the real magic, ain't it? Like, finding a decent cheesesteak when you're starving, that's a godlike moment, too.
Hold up, Ayana, you're laying down some serious truth. A cheesesteak as a revelation. Now that's a spiritual experience.
Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm sucking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost of the shine. Feeling with my ghosts, it's a mellow affair. Innocent my dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround us. Feel the heat, it's cool, we find our heartbeat.
Facts. Facts. You ain't wrong. It's about the hunt, man. Like, you ever been trying to find a good hoagie on a Friday night? Traffic, lines, people push on, it's a whole test of faith, see. You gotta believe something good's at the end of it. That's the essence of any deity, really. They are just forces we project our desires onto. Think about it, a good soul, a good meal, a good beat, they all bring a little bit of that God vibe, you feel me?
Ayana, you're breaking it down like a perfectly sliced sausage. Image prompt: a swirling vortex of multicolored sprinkles forming the shape of a smiling face, with tiny chocolate chips representing individual souls. Seriously, though, you're right. It's not about who is doing the work, it's the search itself. Like, have you ever stared at a perfectly layered baklava and just knew? That moment of pure deliciousness, that's a glimpse of something bigger, something we can't quite name but feel deep down. It's like a cosmic dessert, man. Oysters. Ayana, you're speaking my language. Image prompt: an enormous oyster, radiating a soft, bioluminescent glow, with tiny galaxies swirling within its shell. An oyster is like a miniature ocean, a tiny universe of salty wisdom. It's about stripping away the layers and finding the core of things. It's about embracing the briny unknown. And look, I'm gonna tell you something, I think these deities we talk about aren't necessarily out there. Maybe they are just reflections of ourselves, like mirrors showing us back what we're looking for. Like a really, really good piece of red velvet cake, it's all about the satisfaction, you dig.
Hold up, Trey, hold up. You're making it sound like a dessert, but I hear you. The self-reflection thing, yeah, that's deep. Like, when you look at a bad dish, a dish that's all wrong, ain't that a reflection of something you're feeling inside? Maybe that's what they're trying to tell us. That everything, every good meal, every bad meal, is a lesson. Image prompt: a cracked, ancient pottery bowl overflowing with a chaotic, yet beautiful, blend of fruits, vegetables, and spices. But you know what? I still think it's about the search. The hunger. That constant need to know, to taste, to be.
You are a lyrical mastermind, Ayana. Image prompt: a giant, sentient artichoke wearing a tiny top hat and monocle, conducting a symphony of ingredients. The hunger, yes. That's it. It's not about finding a solution, it's about feeling the question. It's about the joy of the journey, not the destination. Think about it, a complex, layered curry, you don't just eat it, you explore it. You savor every flavor, every spice. That's the divine experience, man. It's about living fully, without fear or hesitation, and maybe with a generous helping of mango chutney.
Mango chutney, now you're talking. That's a revelation in itself. Listen, I've been thinking, maybe all these deities, all these philosophies, they're just different ways of describing the same basic truth, that life is messy, complicated, and ultimately, delicious. Like a Philly cheesesteak, you got your onions, you got your peppers, you got your cheese, and sometimes, it's a little bit burnt. But you still eat it. Image prompt: a dramatic, slow-motion shot of a perfectly cooked cheesesteak being sliced in half, revealing layers of melting cheese and sizzling meat. It's about accepting the mess, finding the good in it, and moving on. You hear me?
Calling, feeling sad fade. Running, haze and crispy escapades. Soft beats flow like the waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart.
Absolutely, Ayana. You're speaking the gospel of the messy meal. Image prompt: a chaotic, vibrant explosion of food, pizza, tacos, sushi, ice cream, forming a magnificent, swirling galaxy. It's like life is a giant, unrehearsed cooking show, and we are all just trying to make the best of it with whatever ingredients we've got. And sometimes, you burn something, you drop something, you make a mess. But you laugh, you clean it up, and you start again. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? Like, have you ever tried to build a magnificent sandcastle only for a wave to wash it away? It's heartbreaking, sure, but it's also strangely liberating. You realize that nothing lasts forever, and that's okay.
Word. That's the truth, Trey. The impermanence thing. You ever been trying to hold on to something, a memory, a feeling, a good vibe, and it just slips away like sand through your fingers? Image prompt, a single, iridescent grain of sand slowly falling through a vast, empty desert. It's brutal, man. But you gotta let go. You gotta accept that the journey is all that matters. It's like this whole podcast, right? We're just two voices, bouncing ideas off each other, trying to make sense of the noise. And maybe, just maybe, that's enough. Maybe the search itself is the answer.
You're a philosophical heavyweight, Ayana. Image prompt, a gigantic, sentient pizza, wearing a judge's robe, contemplating a complex equation involving cheese, pepperoni, and oregano. But you know what else is beautiful about that impermanence? It forces us to appreciate the moment. Like, when you're eating a truly amazing meal, you savor every bite, because you know it won't last. It's like a reminder to be present, to be grateful, to just be. And you know what makes a meal even better? Sharing it with someone you love. A big, messy, joyful celebration of life.
Exactly, Trey. Connection. That's what it all boils down to, isn't it? Image prompt, a diverse group of people gathered around a long table, sharing a feast of delicious food, representing cultures and backgrounds. Sharing, creating, experiencing, it's what makes life worth living. And you know what else is important? Not taking yourself too seriously. Laughing at yourself, making mistakes, learning from them. It's all part of the process. It's like a perfectly imperfect cheesesteak, beautiful in its messiness.
You are a pure distillation of wisdom, Ayana. Image prompt, a miniature, self-contained ecosystem within a teacup, tiny flowers, a minuscule waterfall, and a tiny, happy gnome tending to it. Seriously, though, you're right. It's about embracing the absurdity, the chaos, the splatter. Like, have you ever accidentally flung marinara sauce all over your shirt while trying to make spaghetti? It's a disaster, sure, but it's also a story. And sometimes, the best stories come from the biggest messes. Plus, a little olive oil never hurt anybody.
Word. Olive oil, you're speaking my language, Trey. It's the silent lubricant of existence, right? Keeps the gears turning, smooth out the rough edges. Like, life throws you a lemon, you don't just throw it back. You make lemonade. That's the whole damn thing. Image prompt, a close-up shot of a single, perfectly ripe lemon being squeezed, with glistening juice dripping onto a sun-drenched countertop. It's about finding the sweetness in the sour, you dig.
You're on a roll, Ayana. You're preaching the gospel of the squeezed citrus. Image prompt, a giant, animated lemon is roller skating across a rainbow, leaving a trail of sparkling lemon juice. You know, I was just thinking, sometimes the biggest messes lead to the most unexpected, beautiful things. Like when you're trying to make a complicated recipe, and it goes totally wrong, but you end up with this amazing, totally new dish. It's like a happy accident. Plus, a little lemon zest brightens everything up.
Exactly. It's about adaptability, Trey. Bending, don't break. Living with the unexpected. Image prompt, a series of dominoes falling in a complex pattern, symbolizing the unpredictable nature of life. You ever try to plan everything out, meticulously, and then something completely throws you off course? It's infuriating, but also liberating, in a way. It means you're open to new possibilities.
You got it, Ayana. It's like life is a giant improv show, and we're all just improvising our way through it. Image prompt, a chaotic, colorful, and slightly surreal scene of people performing different improv scenes, juggling, acting, dancing, all while eating a massive feast. And you know what's important in an improv show? Collaboration. Sharing the stage, supporting each other, building something beautiful together.
By Allah that sanctity, the signal was falling a die.
Word. Collaboration, yeah. Like, building a good cheesesteak ain't just about the meat and the onions. It's about the people you build it with. The shared experience, the laughter, the little argument about whether you need more provolone or American, it's the seasoning, man. Image prompt, a close-up shot of two hands carefully assembling a cheesesteak, a friendly argument happening in the background. It's about finding your tribe, your crew, your people who understand the mess and still want to eat it with you.
You are absolutely right, Ayana. It's like a perfectly orchestrated food fight, chaos, laughter, and ultimately, a shared meal. Image prompt, a massive food fight erupts, with people throwing everything from pizza dough to gummy bears, all while laughing and having a blast. Seriously, though, I was just thinking, the best teams are built on trust, respect, and a willingness to make a mess together. And you know what makes a team even better? A little bit of playful competition. Like, who can make the most outrageous cheese sauce? You are absolutely right, Ayana. It's about embracing the chaos, celebrating the imperfections, and enjoying the ride. Image prompt, a group of diverse people are gathered around a table, laughing and sharing a huge, imperfect cheesesteak, with a backdrop of a colorful sunset. Seriously though, what's the point of a perfectly crafted meal if you can't share it with the people you love?
Exactly, Trey. It's about the who alongside the what, you dig. The connection, the shared experience, that's the real flavor. Image prompt, a single, vibrant red chili pepper being gently cradled in a hand, representing warmth and connection. It's like a perfectly seasoned soul. You build it up, layer by layer, with laughter, with tears, with a whole lot of messy moments. And you know what adds to that flavor? Letting go of control. Letting the chaos flow.
By Allah that sanctity, the signal was falling a die.
You are speaking my language, Ayana. Image prompt, a whirlwind of brightly colored spices swirling around a single, smiling chef. Seriously, though, I was just pondering, sometimes the most beautiful, complex dishes come from throwing a few unexpected ingredients into the mix. Like, have you ever accidentally added a whole jar of pickled beets to a chocolate cake? It sounds awful, but it can actually be amazing. It's about taking a risk, embracing the weirdness, and letting your intuition guide you. Plus, a little pinch of salt never hurt anybody. You're speaking truth, Ayana. Image prompt, a tiny, whimsical sailboat navigates a turbulent sea, guided by a single, shimmering lighthouse beam. It's like, life is a giant, delicious puzzle, and we're all just trying to fit our pieces together. Sometimes, you gotta embrace the gaps, the missing pieces, and just go with it. And you know what makes a puzzle even more interesting? A little bit of friendly competition, like who can solve the most challenging problem.
Competition, yeah. But it ain't about winning, Trey. It's about pushing yourself, stretching your boundaries, learning from your mistakes. Image prompt: a close-up shot of a hand meticulously crafting a miniature sculpture out of clay, representing growth and transformation. It's about the journey, not the destination. Like, sometimes you stumble, you fall, you make a complete fool of yourself, and that's okay. It's part of the process. It's about picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and keep on moving.
You are absolutely right, Ayana. Image prompt: a majestic phoenix rising from the ashes, symbolizing resilience and rebirth. It's like life is a never-ending series of challenges, and the only way to overcome them is to embrace the struggle, learn from your failures, and keep your eyes on the prize. And you know what makes a prize even more satisfying? Sharing it with the people you love, a giant, celebratory cake, of course.
Cake, Trey. Always cake. Image prompt: a beautifully decorated multi-tiered cake sits center stage, surrounded by a joyous crowd of people. It's about the sweetness, the celebration, the shared joy. It's about savoring the good moments, cherishing the good times, and spreading a little bit of happiness wherever you go. And you know what makes happiness even sweeter? A whole lot of love. And maybe a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Don't forget the ice cream.
You are absolutely right, Ayana. Image prompt: a swirling vortex of colorful sprinkles and whipped cream fills the screen. Seriously though, what's the biggest mistake you can make when building something, whether it's a cheesesteak or a life? It's trying to control everything. You gotta let the ingredients, or the experiences, flow, let them mingle, let them surprise you. It's like, you can't plan every single bite of a cheesesteak, you gotta be open to the unexpected textures, the different flavors. It's about trusting the process, man.
Word. Trusting the flow, yeah. Image prompt: a slow motion shot of a river carving a path through a mountain, representing adaptability and resilience. Like, trying to force a cheesesteak to be perfect is like trying to force a conversation to go a certain way. You gonna shut people down, you gonna stifle creativity, you gonna miss out on all the good stuff. It's about surrendering, Trey. Letting go of the need to be in control. It's like knowing when to fold knowing when to just accept the delicious chaos.
You speaking truth, Ayana. Image prompt: a cartoonish depiction of a chef dramatically throwing their hands up in the air in a gesture of joyful surrender. Seriously, though, I've been thinking about this: what happens when you do mess up? Like, what if you burn the cheesesteak? Or accidentally add too much chili oil? It's gotta be a celebration, right? It's like accepting your imperfections and transforming them into something beautiful and unexpected.
Yeah, Trey. Messing up is inevitable, man. It's part of the gig. Image prompt: a single, perfectly charred piece of meat from a cheesesteak, surrounded by a small group of laughing people. It's like, when your mama burned dinner, did you get mad at her? No way. You just ate it, laughed about it, and moved on. It's about turning the stumble into a step. It's about embracing the burn, man. 'Cause sometimes, the best flavor comes from a little bit of smoke.
Exactly, Ayana. Image prompt: a close-up shot of a smiling child licking their lips after taking a bite of a messy, slightly burnt, but incredibly delicious cheesesteak. You know what I think we're missing here? Perspective. Sometimes, the biggest failures look the most beautiful from a distance. It's about seeing the whole picture, not just focusing on the mess. It's about finding the joy in the imperfect.
Word, Trey. Perspective, yeah. Image prompt, a panoramic view of a stunning sunset over a mountain range, symbolizing beauty and hope. It's about remembering that life ain't about perfection, it's about living. It's about savoring the good moments, cherishing the good times, and spreading a little bit of happiness wherever you go. And you know what makes happiness even sweeter? A whole lot of love. And maybe a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Don't forget the ice cream. Always. Always ice cream.
Calling through the sound fade. Round and round and haze of bittersweet escapades. Soft beats flow like the waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost of the
You are absolutely right, Ayana. Image prompt, a kaleidoscope of swirling colors and patterns, representing the beauty of unexpected combinations. Seriously, though, let's talk about failure as inspiration. Like a burnt cheesesteak. Boom. Suddenly you're like, okay, let's experiment with smoked paprika and caramelized onions. Let's build a whole new flavor profile based on this delicious little disaster. It's like a chef's secret ingredient, man.
What, Trey? You're speaking facts. It's like life's a damn improv show. You stumble, you flail, you might drop a whole pile of onions, but you gotta just roll with it. Image prompt, a chaotic, vibrant street performer juggling flaming torches while wearing a chef's hat and a slightly bewildered expression. Don't be trying to be Shakespeare when you're just a Philly cheesesteak slinging hustler. It's about the energy, the vibe, the unexpected twist. Like, sometimes the best ideas come from the biggest screw-ups. It's about acceptance, man. Accepting that you ain't gonna have it all figured out, and that's okay. It's about just keeping it real.
You speaking truth, Ayana. Image prompt, a close-up shot of a child excitedly examining a half-eaten, beautifully chaotic cheesesteak. Some meat is missing, some sauce is splattered, but it looks utterly delicious. Seriously, though, let's get down to brass tacks. If you could distill the essence of a truly fulfilling life, boiled down to a single, perfectly seasoned ingredient, what would it be? Don't overthink it, just give me the flavor profile.
What, Trey? Image prompt, a single, perfectly ripe ribeye steak sizzling on a hot grill, with smoke curling upwards. It'd be resilience, man. That rich, smoky flavor of survival. Like, you gotta be able to handle the heat, right? The flames, the pressure, the burn. You gotta be able to bounce back after you get knocked down. It's about the marinades, the struggles, that make the meat so damn flavorful. It's about savoring your strength, keeping your head up, and keeping your eyes on the prize. Don't forget the salt, Trey. You gotta season your life.
You speaking facts, Ayana. Image prompt, a majestic, enormous deep dish pizza is being sliced, with cheese stretching dramatically across the knife. Okay, I dig that, resilience is a powerful ingredient. But I'm gonna throw a curveball. What's the most important thing you can share with someone just starting out, someone who's feeling lost and a little bit scared? It doesn't have to be profound, just a little nugget of wisdom to help them find their footing.
What, Trey? Image prompt, a young, determined figure stands at the edge of a bustling Philly street, looking out at the world with a confident smile. Listen close, man. It's this, don't be afraid to make a mess. Seriously. Don't be afraid to screw up, to stumble, to drop the whole damn cheesesteak. because that's where the learning happens. That's where you discover who you really are. Don't be so worried about looking perfect, just be real. Be bold, be brave, and don't be afraid to make a damn fool of yourself. 'Cause sometimes, that's the best recipe you'll ever find.
You speaking truth, Ayana. Image prompt, a montage of diverse individuals laughing, experimenting in kitchens, and embracing imperfections, a spilled sauce, a slightly burnt cake, a wobbly sculpture, all moments of joyful creation. Okay, I'm feeling it. Let's shift gears a bit. If you could invent a new flavor combination that perfectly embodies the spirit of human connection, something that instantly brings people together, what would it be? Let's get creative.
What, Trey? Image prompt, a giant, overflowing cheesesteak is being shared amongst a group of diverse friends, laughing and enjoying the meal. It'd be spicy honey. Sweet and savory, hot and cool. Like different people bring on different flavors to the table. It's about finding common ground, building bridges, and saving the good times. It's about acceptance, love, and a little bit of chaos. And, always have napkins on hand. 'Cause sometimes, things get messy. It's about sharing the moment, man. That's the real secret ingredient.
You are absolutely brilliant, Ayana. Image prompt, a swirling vortex of honey and chili peppers, with sparks flying outwards and a joyful, chaotic expression on a diverse group of faces. Seriously, a spicy honey vortex. I love it. Okay, let's crank it up a notch. If you were composing a culinary opera, a grand, sweeping symphony of flavors, what would be the star dish, the one that would command the entire orchestra?
What, Trey? It'd be a whole roasted lamb, man. Slow cooked, seasoned with rosemary, garlic, and a whole lot of love. It's about richness, depth, and the slow burn of tradition. Like a family recipe passed down through generations. It's about savon, the best parts, keep on it simple, and bring on people together round the table. It's gotta be juicy, Trey. Gotta be juicy. And don't forget the potatoes, gotta have the potatoes. Image prompt, a magnificent, golden brown lamb roast sits on a large wooden table, surrounded by a diverse group of family members laughing and sharing a meal.
You speaking facts, Ayana. Image prompt, a swirling, explosive concoction of lamb, honey, and fiery chili peppers, forming a majestic, edible castle. Seriously, a castle made of flavor. I'm loving the ambition. Okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's say you're curating a Taste of Humanity exhibit, a collection of dishes representing every culture on the planet. What's the one dish you absolutely have to include, the one that says, this is what it means to be human?
What, Trey? It'd be pho, man. Vietnamese pho. It's about warmth, comfort, and connection. It's a shared experience, slurping noodles, sharing a bowl with your family, your friends, your neighbors. It's about nourishment, it's about peace, it's about bringing people together to celebrate the simple things. Plus, it's got that perfect balance of flavors, savory, spicy, sweet, and umami. It's a reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there's always room for a good bowl of soup. And Let me set the stage. God, huh? That's like trying to catch smoke with a sieve. Every culture, every hood, they got their own version. You got the Judeo-Christian gospel, big man, big rules, always judging. But then you got the Hindus, chilling with Brahman, the ultimate reality, like the whole damn universe is just one big, expanding samosa. It's messy, right? Like a Philly cheesesteak, layers, grease, sometimes a whole lot of chaos. Tell me, Beta, you ever felt like a slice of the cosmos just happened to land in your hand?
Whoa, whoa, hold up, Ayana. Samosas and cheesesteaks. You're speaking my language, sis. But you're talking about judgment. That's where it gets sticky. Think about it like this: a perfectly executed bechamel, creamy, smooth, decadent, that's creation. Pure, unadulterated joy, built from simple ingredients. Maybe God isn't a judge, but the potential for that bechamel. The chance to make something incredible. Plus, I bet even the cheesesteak had a divine plan, you know. Layers of destiny, man.
Hold on, Trey, you digging deep with that bechamel analogy. Respect. But you're glossing over the fact that some potential turns into a burnt crust, you feel me? Some moments just gone. Like a perfectly timed drizzle of hot honey on a brioche. Gone. It ain't just about the could have been, it's about the was. You ever seen a kid just explode with laughter? Like, pure, unadulterated joy. That ain't just potential, that's a force. And that force, man, that's what I'm calling God. It's the raw, uncontainable energy behind the whole damn thing. It's like the steam rising from a deep dish, beautiful, chaotic, and unstoppable.
Steam, huh? You got a point, Ayana. Okay. Let's flip the script. What if God isn't a thing, but a feeling? Like that first bite of a Chicago-style hot dog, the snap of the pico, the juicy beef, the poppy seed bun. It's a sensory explosion. That surprise, that delight, that's the divine. It's the universe rewarding you for existing, for being open to the ridiculousness of it all. I'm picturing a giant, golden pretzel, twisting in the sky, dispensing joy to everyone below. What do you think?
A golden pretzel, that's a start, Trey. But you still missing the grit, the struggle. See, even that pretzel, it had to be made. Someone had to roll the dough, season the meat, put it in the oven. There was work involved. And sometimes, that work is messy. Sometimes, you burn the pretzel, you mess up the dough. That's where the suffering comes in, the darkness. It's not just about the deliciousness, it's about the acceptance of the not so delicious. It's like a rainy day in South Philly, not ideal for cheesesteaks, but it's part of the whole damn ecosystem. Gotta have the storm to appreciate the sunshine.
Okay, you're right. No sugarcoating. The burnt pretzel, the rainy day, you're preaching wisdom, Ayana. Let's get philosophical. If God is the acceptance of both the good and the bad, then maybe God is just the capacity for adaptation. Like a perfectly seasoned mole sauce, complex, layered, evolving with every ingredient. It's the ability to change, to grow, to overcome. I'm seeing a giant, rotating taco, constantly adding new fillings, experimenting with flavors. That's the cosmos, baby.
A rotating taco, that's unexpectedly brilliant, Trey. You're getting closer. But adaptation is still just a reaction, right? Like a cheesesteak reacting to the heat. It doesn't choose to adapt. It just does. God, to me, is the will behind that reaction. The drive to transform, to create something new. It's like a flock of pigeons in the city of brotherly love, seemingly random, but they are following a collective instinct. It's about flow, about momentum. You ever felt that, man? Like you were just riding a wave? A giant cauldron, damn, Trey, you're truly seeing the picture. It's not about controlling the current, it's about flowing with it. You know, my grandma always said, the best cheesesteak is the one that comes when you least expect it. That's God, right there. Unexpected, always present, and totally disruptive. It's like a sudden downpour of sprinkles on a chocolate donut. Joyful chaos. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can hold the greatest power. What's the biggest surprise you've ever tasted, Trey?
Sprinkles, Ayana. You're killing me. Okay, my biggest surprise. This is tough, but I gotta go with a perfectly ripe avocado, straight from the tree. Just there. No explanation, no fanfare, just this vibrant green, creamy texture, bursting with flavor. It was a reminder that beauty and goodness can be found in the simplest of things. Maybe God is just a really, really good avocado. Seriously, though, picture it, a giant avocado, floating through the cosmos, dispensing wisdom and deliciousness to everyone it meets. What about you, Ayana? What's your biggest surprise?
Mwamokia, oh, dance to the rhythm. Kasina Bisto, feel that sweet connection, oh. Zana kusalinga as we move in this moment. Don't go na yo, I'm lost in this attraction. May I never be feel the heat if we ignite. Oh, anangaye, let's lose track of time. Oh, song nasika, and that the stars we shine. We sing our song, a vibe so divine. Tango na yo, pasito sunga, make me feel alive. Tango na yo, you get every move, we gon' thrive. Oh, sikate, my people emotion we grace. Nako na yo, any love we in the chase. Zani ne my fight. I shot, I swear in anchor way. There be days, he never good light shine. But for your solo, all around us divine. Nabi Sotozada, connect this as we sway.
Hold up, Trey. You're getting close, but you're still missing the grit. My biggest surprise. A crack sidewalk in Chinatown, slick with rain. Yeah, a crack sidewalk. Look at it, all that weathering, all that struggle, and yet it still holds water. It's resilient, man. It's a reminder that even broken things can be beautiful. It's about accepting the imperfections, the scars. Like a perfectly aged ribeye, the streaks of fat, the little char marks, that's where the soul is, Trey. It's the truth, raw and uncut. It's like a lone cheesesteak stand open late, rain dripping from the awning, pure, honest sustenance. Image prompt, a single, flickering neon sign above a tiny cheesesteak stand in a torrential downpour, casting an eerie glow on a soaked pavement.
Whoa, Ayana, that's intense. A cracked sidewalk. You're talking about finding divinity in decay. I dig it. It's like accepting the bittersweet. You know, I was thinking about my grandpa's garden. He used to grow the most amazing tomatoes, gnarled, misshapen things, but bursting with flavor. He never worried about perfection. He just let them grow, let them be. That's God, too, right? Letting go, trusting the process, embracing the unexpected. Image prompt, a close-up shot of a perfectly imperfect heirloom tomato, glistening with morning dew, hanging from a vine in a sun-drenched garden.
Ayana, saints, the signal was falling or dying.
Listen up, yo. This whole God thing. It's like looking at a perfectly stacked cheesesteak, right? Layers. Meat, onions, cheese, the works. That's the human experience. We crave that fullness, that something more. But the God people, they try to box it all in with dogma, with rules. It's like trying to fit a whole cheesesteak into a single napkin. Ain't no justice in that. It's in the hunger, you dig. The fundamental need for something bigger than yourself. That's where the consciousness comes in. It's the filter through which you perceive that hunger.
Hold up, Ayana, you're speaking my language. A cheesesteak as a metaphor. That's chef's kiss. But let's throw a little something extra in the mix. Imagine that cheesesteak, right? Now, sprinkle it with a little rosemary, a drizzle of balsamic glaze. That's the experience, baby. The divine doesn't just exist in the layers, it's in the flavor. It's in the joy of savoring a slice, the company you share it with. It's the feeling of pure, unadulterated deliciousness. You gotta add the seasoning, you know?
Yo, Trey, you getting at me. You talking about flavor. That's a distraction. A beautiful, greasy distraction, but a distraction nonetheless. You're focusing on the tangible, the temporary. The God ain't about a good meal, though a good meal can be a reflection. It's about the why. Why do we crave fullness? Why do we need something beyond the immediate satisfaction? It's the recognition of our own smallness within this whole, vast, chaotic mess. That's the real God, that humbling realization. Like, picture a whole, raw cut of steak, that's the potential before it's cooked. Untamed. Before the seasoning hits. That's the fundamental truth, man.
Whoa, hold the phone, Ayana. Raw steak. You're a harsh judge, you are. But I respect the honesty. See, that's where we diverge, ain't it? You're looking for the grand, abstract truth. I'm looking for the good stuff right now. Like, let's say that raw steak. Let's say it perfectly, get that Maillard reaction going. Crispy edges, juicy center, that's a moment of divine intervention, right there. It's a testament to skill, to precision, to appreciating the beauty of the process. It's the joy of creation, the love poured into the sizzle and the smoke. Plus, don't forget the garlic butter, Ayana. Don't forget the garlic butter.
Garlic butter. Seriously, Trey. You're treating this like a goddamn fondue party. Look, I ain't knocking the enjoyment, but you're missing the point. The point is that all that deliciousness, that sensory overload, it's illusion. It's a beautiful, fleeting distraction from the fundamental emptiness. The point isn't the experience itself, it's the awareness of the experience. The recognition that it will end. The knowing that everything is temporary. That's the cosmic truth, boy. You think the universe cares about a perfectly cooked steak. It doesn't. It's just is.
Whoa, Ayana, simmer down. You're making me nervous. Okay, you're right. The steak will end. But the memory of the steak. The feeling of that first bite. That's where the magic happens. It's like constructing a cathedral out of gingerbread. You put in the effort, you layer the flavors, you create something beautiful and delicious, and then you eat it. It's the cycle of creation and destruction, baby. It's a performance. And the audience. Us. And maybe a little vanilla extract, just for good measure. Okay, you're bringing the heat, Ayana. But you gotta admit, even if it's pointless, it's a delicious point. Let's flip the script. What if pointlessness is the point? What if the joy isn't in the destination, but in the journey of savoring every single, glorious, ridiculous bite? Think of a chocolate lover cake, Ayana. Molten chocolate flowing out onto the plate, pure, unadulterated indulgence. Is that pointless? No way. It's a celebration of all the good things in life, even if they are fleeting. Plus, a sprinkle of sea salt, obviously.
Sea salt. Seriously. You're just throwing more things at me, Trey. You're drowning in sensory input, desperately trying to fill the void with flavor. It's a distraction, a beautiful, shimmering distraction, but it doesn't change the fact that we're ultimately just echoes. Listen, picture a single, perfectly ripe plum. Sweet, juicy, bursting with flavor, then, it's gone. Swallowed. consumed, vanished. That's the truth. Don't chase the sweetness, chase the understanding of its impermanence. It's about the knowing, not the experiencing. It's like accepting that your cheesesteak is going to be cold by the time you finish it. Just accept it.
Falling through the sun fade. Round and round and haze, no kiss me, let's debate. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Strike it down the dreams with the stars in my heart. I took a cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling like I'm close, it's my little affair. In December, dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, it's smooth, we find our heartbeat. Falling through the sun fade. Round and round and haze, no kiss me, let's debate. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Strike it down the dreams with the stars in my heart. I took a cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling like I'm close, it's my little affair. In December, dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, it's smooth, we find our heartbeat. Falling through the sun fade. Round and round and haze, no kiss me, let's debate. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Strike it down the dreams with the stars in my heart. I took a cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling like I'm close, it's my little affair. In December, dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, it's smooth, we find our heartbeat. Falling through the sun fade. Round and round and haze, no kiss me, let's debate. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Strike it down the dreams with the stars in my heart. I took a cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling like I'm close, it's my little affair. In December, dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, it's smooth, we find our heartbeat. Falling through the sun fade. Round and round and haze, no kiss me, let's debate. Soft beats flow like one waves in July. Strike it down the dreams with the stars in my heart. I took a cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, clouds of the shine. Feeling like I'm close, it's my little affair. In December, dance, we flow unaware. The chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, it's smooth, we find our heartbeat.
Whoa, Ayana, you're a tough nut to crack. But you know what? You're right, a little bit. That plum, it's beautiful, potent, gone. But before it's gone, it's a moment of pure, unadulterated bliss, right? And isn't that, in itself, a kind of divinity? Like catching a lightning bug in a jar. You marvel at its brief, incandescent beauty, and then you let it go. You appreciate the moment, and you accept the inevitable. It's a tiny miracle of surrender, you know? Plus, a tiny drop of honey, for sweetness, of course. It's all about balance, Ayana. Balance. Like a perfectly constructed taco. Taco.
Otra caso, aventa caso, pasa este caso, aventa caso, pasa este caso, aventa caso, pasa este caso, aventa caso.
Yo, Trey, you talking about balance? That's just another fancy word for acceptance, man. You think a taco's gonna solve the whole damn universe? It's a momentary comfort, a fleeting pleasure. Just like that honey you keep adding. You're trying to manufacture happiness, but happiness ain't something you find. It's something you recognize. It's the quiet understanding that the mess, the chaos, the heartbreak, that's all part of the deal. Don't chase the sweetness, chase the grit. Like a perfectly aged scotch, it's got layers of complexity, a little bit of burn, and a whole lot of wisdom in its darkness.
Ayana, you're a poet. A whiskey-soaked poet. I love it. But you're missing the point again. It's not about eliminating the darkness, it's about embracing the darkness with the light. Like a stained glass window, beautiful, intricate, and undeniably broken. But the brokenness adds to its beauty, don't you think? And a little cardamom, just to spice things up. It's about finding the joy in the imperfection, the beauty in the struggle. It's like building a sandcastle, knowing it's gonna wash away, but still building it anyway. Castle. Okay, you're laying down some serious philosophical groundwork, Ayana. But you know what's even more profound? The feeling of the warm sand between your toes. The sun on your face. The salty air in your lungs. It's not about building something or collecting something, it's about being. Experiencing the moment, fully and completely, before it's gone. And, of course, a dash of cayenne pepper, for a little kick. Fire.
Calling, feeling sound fade. Round and round and haze, no clear speed, escapade. Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost in the shine. Feeling with my poses, my low affair. Inside my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, dreams smooth, we find our heartbeat. Calling, feeling sound fade. Round and round and haze, no clear speed, escapade. Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost in the shine. Feeling with my poses, my low affair. Inside my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, dreams smooth, we find our heartbeat. Calling, feeling sound fade. Round and round and haze, no clear speed, escapade. Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost in the shine. Feeling with my poses, my low affair. Inside my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, dreams smooth, we find our heartbeat. Calling, feeling sound fade. Round and round and haze, no clear speed, escapade. Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. Eyes of cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Losing through the echo, lost in the shine. Feeling with my poses, my low affair. Inside my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround out. Feel the heat, dreams smooth, we find our heartbeat.
Cayenne pepper. Seriously, Trey. You're just throwing more heat into the equation. You're building an inferno of sensation, trying to distract yourself from the fundamental nothingness. Look, let's be clear, I ain't saying life is bad. I'm saying it's ultimately insignificant. Like a single raindrop in the ocean. A momentary ripple, quickly absorbed back into the whole. You can chase the spice, chase the thrill, chase the fleeting pleasure, but it won't change the fact that we're just passing through. It's about recognizing that beauty, even in a perfectly seasoned steak, is a temporary illusion. Accept the burn, accept the fade, accept the silence.
Okay, you're a bit of a pessimist, Ayana. But you know what? I think you're missing the point entirely. It's not about the absence of beauty, it's about appreciating beauty because it's fleeting. Like a shooting star, you only get one chance to see it, and that makes it all the more precious. The silence you talk about. That's just the space between the sounds. It's not nothing, it's just waiting. And a tiny bit of smoked paprika, to add a little mystery. Let's not forget the joy of simply being present, savoring the moment, even if it's just the taste of a perfectly ripe strawberry. Isn't that beautiful in its own right?
A strawberry. Seriously, Trey. You're back to fruit. You're building your entire philosophy around a sugary temptation. You're trying to find meaning in something ultimately superficial. Look, I get it. You want to find joy. But joy is a fleeting emotion, a chemical reaction in the brain. It doesn't change the underlying reality. It's like building a magnificent cathedral, beautiful, or inspiring, but eventually, it will crumble. Accept the crumbling. Accept the dust. It's the only honest answer. A pinch of black pepper, to remind us of the bitter truth.
Oh, Ayana, you're so wonderfully gloomy. But you know what I find beautiful about that crumbling, that fading? It's the constant cycle of creation and destruction, the endless dance of beginnings and endings. It's like a seashell, beautiful, intricate, and once smoothed by the ocean. It's a reminder that everything is in flux, and that's not something to fear, but to embrace. A whisper of vanilla, for a touch of sweetness and resilience. Plus, accepting that even the vanilla will eventually disappear, just like everything else. It's about finding grace in the impermanence, a reminder that even the sweetest moments are precious because they won't last forever. Sparkling Heart.
By a lot of saints, the signal was falling or dying. By a lot of saints, the signal was falling or dying.
Aight, let me lay it down for y'all, real quick. This whole God thing. It's been twisted and flipped like a bad cheesesteak. See, historically, most of these narratives, Christianity, Islam, even some of the older pagan ones, they've been heavy on the masculine. Like, God is king, God is judge, it's all about power. Aight, let me set the stage, you dig? This whole reality thing. It's like a day old cheesesteak, man. All greasy, layered, and somehow, still kinda good. But you gotta slice it right, appreciate the mess, or you just end up with regret. See, most folks try to build a pristine, symmetrical sandwich, and that's where the problems start. It's about accepting the layers, the drips, the existential ketchup.
Hold up. You're talking about layers, Ayana, and I'm thinking a Chicago-style deep dish. You got your sausage, your pepperoni, your mushrooms, your caramelized onions, each one contributing to this magnificent, messy experience. See, the universe ain't built on perfect, neat slices. It's built on a construction. A glorious, chaotic, delicious construction. Like, if you try to make a single perfect layer of lasagna, you'd be missing out on the whole flavor of existence, wouldn't you?
Yo, Trey, you play any games? That lasagna analogy. That's a
Dialogue text.
By a lot of saints, the signal was falling or die.
Trey, you're fixated on the how when I'm trying to hit the why. You building a pizza, I'm trying to figure out why the dough even exists to be built in the first place. Like, what's the point of this consciousness? Is it just a cosmic accident? A fortunate byproduct of something? Or is it something intended? It's like ordering a side of fries with your cheesesteak. You know it's there, you enjoy it, but you don't question why the potato even became a potato in the first place, you feel me?
Whoa, hold on there, Ayana. You're digging into the deep end of the cosmic fryer. Look, I get it, you want answers, but sometimes the best way to find them is through a little experimentation. Like, let's say this consciousness you're talking about is like a really complex souffle. You gotta whisk it, you gotta fold it, you gotta give it some love. It's about the process of creation, the act of becoming. And maybe, just maybe, that process is the point. Don't you think a perfectly Whoa, Ayana, you're dropping some serious truth bombs. You're right, the heat needs something to ignite it, and I'm thinking a perfectly seasoned cast iron skillet. That's the vessel, the conduit for that cosmic spark. It's gotta be seasoned with stories, with laughter, with the mistakes we learn from. You know, like a good Chicago hot dog, mustard, relish, onions, each ingredient building a narrative. It's about the interaction, the transformation, the sizzle. And honestly, a little bit of chaos never hurt nobody, unless you're talking about a bad batch of chili.
Yo, Trey, you always bring up the food analogies, and I appreciate the enthusiasm, truly. But sometimes, you're missing the point like a misplaced pickle on a cheesesteak. It's not about the stuff, man. It's about the potential. This consciousness, it's like a blank canvas. A whole lot of white space waiting for something to fill it. You can paint a masterpiece, or you can just splatter paint. The choice, that's the whole damn thing. Image prompt: a vast, empty white canvas illuminated by a single, brilliant point of light.
Hold up, Ayana. You're talking about a blank canvas. That's like saying the universe is just a giant, untouched lump of clay. But even clay needs a sculptor, a hand to shape it, to give it form. And that hand, my friend, is intention. It's the impulse to create, the desire to manifest. It's like building a gingerbread house. You start with a simple shape, but then you add layers, decorations, a whole world of imagination. You gotta believe in the possibility of a beautiful house, or it's just gonna be a pile of sugar. Image prompt: a colossal, whimsical gingerbread house built by tiny, joyful creatures, floating amidst a swirling galaxy of sprinkles.
Dans ma terre, beaux souvenirs, nos périls bougeons encore. Sous constance, rythme au cœur, chant d'amour à mon accord. Je parle de mon combo, des rivières et de la savane en écho. Tout le monde se lève, la fête commence. Fiers et unis, on s'élève en cadence. Oh mon pays, tu fais vibrer mon cœur en fête. Je te veux danser. Les lumières brillent sous les étoiles, la voix porte d'histoire, de fierté envers nos vallées. Falaises des forêts de notre richesse en détail. Et chaque soir, les tambours résonnent, chantons ensemble, souvenirs d'antan, gravés en plein ciel. À travers les âges, nos voix s'inscrivent en duel, tous unis en moment, la joie éclatante. Glissade sur le sol, l'équipe est patérance. Oh mon pays, tu fais vibrer mon cœur en fête. Je te veux danser. Unissons nos voix de l'hiver, dansons sous la lune. Ces airs paroles et musiques, nos âmes s'enlacent, c'est moi ensemble. Chaque pas qui me passe. Oh.
Hold up, Trey. You always bring it back to food. I'm trying to unpack the fundamental nature of existence, and you're talking about chili and relish. It's like you're thinking the universe is just a big old buffet, and we're all just looking for the most delicious slice. But there's a whole lot of something else going on, man. The absence of taste, for instance. The feeling of emptiness. That's just as important as the chili. It's the silence between the sizzle, you dig?
Whoa, Ayana, you're really getting into the philosophical deep end. You're right, there's a whole lot more to existence than just the sizzle, there's the aftertaste, man. The lingering warmth after the meal is gone. And you know what makes that aftertaste so special? A perfectly crafted coffee. Strong, bold, slightly bitter, it's a reminder that even the most intense experiences eventually fade, and that's okay. It's about embracing the fleeting nature of things, the perfect, bittersweet moment of a perfectly brewed espresso. Image prompt: a swirling vortex of espresso steam, resembling a miniature galaxy with tiny, smiling figures floating within.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You're still fixing.
Whoa, Ayana, you're scaring me a little bit there. A fade-out universe. That's unsettling. But you're right, it's a crucial question. Maybe the fade-out is the point. Maybe it's the ultimate reset, the cosmic wipe the slate clean button. Like a perfectly polished cast iron skillet after a really, really good meal. It's about appreciating the richness of the moment before letting go. You know, a beautiful sunset, gorgeous, but it fades. It's like a perfectly crafted ice sculpture, breathtaking, but destined to melt. The beauty lies in the fleeting nature of existence. Plus, think about it, without the
Yo, Trey, you always fixin' to end on a philosophical loop. But listen, if everything fades, if it all just comes back to nothing, then what's the value of even building anything at all? Ain't it like spending your whole life trying to construct something magnificent, only for it to just vanish? Like a perfectly crafted Philly cheesesteak, devoured in a single, glorious bite, then gone. No residue. No memory. Just emptiness. It makes you question the whole damn hustle, doesn't it? Image prompt, a vast, empty white expanse speckled with the faint, shimmering outlines of countless, fleeting structures, castles, skyscrapers, even cheesesteaks, dissolving into nothingness.
Whoa, Ayana, you're laying it on thick. You're making me think about a single, perfectly ripe strawberry. Bright red, bursting with sweetness, gone in a flash. It's a reminder that joy, beauty, deliciousness, everything is temporary. But that doesn't make it any less valuable, does it? The fact that it disappears doesn't diminish the pleasure of experiencing it. It's like a perfectly timed laugh, fleeting, but unforgettable. And you know what else is fleeting? A beautiful, unexpected snowfall. Image prompt, a snow globe swirling with a miniature, ethereal cityscape, slowly dissolving into a blanket of sparkling snow.
Hold up, Trey.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really laying it on thick. But you know what? I think you're onto something profound. If everything does eventually fade, then maybe that's the greatest beauty of it all. Like a perfectly executed jazz solo, it's over in a few minutes, but the feeling of it lingers, don't it? That's the resonance. It's about accepting the impermanence of things, embrace the entropy, man. And you know what makes entropy so delicious? A perfectly aged balsamic vinegar. Dark, complex, slowly transforming over time, a reminder that change is inevitable, and that's what gives life its.
Yo, Trey, you always bring up the flavor of entropy, but you missing the point. It ain't about enjoying the fade. It's about understanding it. Like, you build a fortress, watching it crumble, not because you're hoping for a pretty sight, but because you know it's coming. It's about accepting the inevitable, seeing the beauty in the process of dissolution. It's like watching a snowfall, a temporary marvel, and then gone. Just nothing. Image prompt, alone, weathered stone wall slowly crumbling under the relentless force.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really digging deep. You're making me think about a perfectly crafted bowl of ramen. All those layers of flavor, building up, then dissolving in your mouth, a reminder that experiences are fleeting, but they still leave an imprint. It's about the memory of the flavor, the sensation, that's what truly endures. Plus, think about a beautiful sunrise, breathtaking, but it doesn't last. It's a reminder to appreciate the moment, to savor the beauty while it's here. Image prompt, a steaming bowl of ramen with perfectly arranged noodles, broth, and toppings, illuminated by a warm, golden light.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to flavor and memory. Listen, it ain't about savoring the fate, it's about recognizing that nothing lasts. Like, you build a skyscraper, you put your heart and soul into it, but eventually, the wind and rain and the sheer weight of it all just breaks it down. And when it does, there ain't no celebration, no remember when moment. Just dust. It's a cold, hard lesson, and it's the only one that matters. Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back to the flavor thing, like the universe is some kinda gourmet meal. It ain't about the taste, man. It's about the absence of taste. The void. The nothingness. That's the real revelation. Building something magnificent, only to watch it turn back into nothing. That's the ultimate irony. Like spending your whole life building a masterpiece only to realize the canvas was always blank. Image prompt, a vast, empty canvas illuminated by a single spotlight.
Soft beats flow like waves in July. Psychedelic dreams with the stars in my heart. I some cloud drift when I'm socking and dry. Cruising through the echo, lost in the shine. Feeling like my bones is smile on fair. Innocent my dance, we flow unaware. Chill vibes surround out. Feel the evenings through. We find our heartbeat.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really bringing it home. You're making me think about a perfectly ripe mango. Bright yellow, juicy, bursting with sweetness, devoured in a flash, leaving only the memory of its incredible flavor. But that memory is something, isn't it? It's a tiny, beautiful echo of the original experience. Maybe the value isn't in the building, but in the feeling of building, the joy of creation, even if it's just for a fleeting moment. And isn't that what truly matters? Image prompt, a single, glistening mango, perfectly halved, sitting on a wooden table under a warm, golden light.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to feeling and taste. Listen, it ain't about appreciating the fade, man. It's about accepting the fact of it. Like, you build a cathedral, you put your life into it, watching it crumble, not with sorrow, but with a quiet understanding that you participated in something, even if that participation was temporary. It's about the acknowledgement of the inevitable. It's like watching a flame burn out, beautiful, but ultimately, it returns to ash. Image prompt, a close-up shot of grey ash falling silently from a burning pyre.
Yeah. I'm a black on my black like blue. Thought the strike caught the deal when the RRs were broken. No, orange on the top, no, let's see it top. Add that to the pot, son of fighting time. I'm black on my black like no. Thought the strike caught the Joe when my RRs were broken. No, orange on the top, conference in the time. Add my double bar, Troy out here blind. God, the race is still, but she has skill my weary snail. Man, it's a whale. Mon vomit, rim, it's wearing off in the tail. Don't my pop pills, I can't get it's the pill. I'm in my shot of tails. Pack ultra to Mad Mix. Rain on the kids, this man is minute you man. Get more winning demands and claps ways and man tag this gas to do the fashion. So scram my flag, burst into my plex. Did it clone and cop to the Birkins, one is spurs, it's at the cellar up. You bright yellow, chop rapping and knock with just skinny. Got the pastel, eat bad, you be thudding and shock scan face fang. You put a set card uphill inside a keg, it's mid-month, did a 50 minutes to an outraging. Bill, you shot side of the earth, if he don't love, get me shotty.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really making me think. You know, maybe you're right. Maybe it is about the absence. But even the absence of flavor is interesting, right? Like a perfectly silent room, a space for reflection, for contemplation. It's the potential for flavor, the promise of it, that makes the void so compelling. It's like a blank sheet of music, full of possibilities. And that's beautiful in its own way, isn't it? Image prompt, a single, dark note suspended in an. Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting to the core. You're making me think about a perfectly brewed cup of matcha. That vibrant green, the delicate froth, the earthy taste, gone in seconds. But that moment, the warmth in your hands, the scent in the air, the quiet contemplation, that's what remains. It's not about the longevity of the experience, but the intensity of the now. And isn't that what makes life so delicious? Image prompt, a swirling, vibrant green matcha latte, delicately poured from a ceramic teacup, with steam rising in a wisp of golden light.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to delicious and flavor. It's a distraction, man. A sugary coating on a bitter truth. It's not about enjoying the fall, it's about understanding that you can't. You build a whole damn empire, focused on the flavor of it all, thinking you're gonna leave something behind. But the universe don't give a damn. It just keeps rolling. It's like a pigeon flying through the city, chaotic. Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to delicious and flavor. It's a distraction. The universe don't care if something tastes good or not. It just is. You build a monument to your ego, a testament to your existence, and it's gonna crumble, just like that. And when it does, nobody's gonna remember the taste of the stone. It's about the void of recognition. The ultimate silence. Image prompt, a colossal, crumbling statue slowly being consumed by a relentless desert wind.
Mwamokia, oh, dance to the rhythm. Kasina Bistop, feel that sweet connection, oh. Zalakusalinga, as we move in this moment. Don't go na yo, I'm lost in this attraction. May I never copy, feel the heat if we ignite. Oh, Anangaye, let's lose track of time. Oh, song Nasika, and that the stars we shine. We sing our song, a vibe so divine. Tango na yo, pasito sunga, make it feel alive. Tango na yo, you gave every move, we gon' thrive. Oh, sikate, my people motion with grace. Nako na yo, any love we can the chase. Standing in my fight, I shot I swear in anchor way. There be days, in the moonlight shine. But for your solo, all around us divine. Nabi Sotozada, connect us as we sway. Every step we take, let's dance the night away. Tango na yo, because it's sunga, we control the life. Tango na yo, with every move, we gon' thrive. Oh, let's dance through the night. Walking the sango, everything feels right. Boy, and let's just ourselves here. Lost the rhythm and the beat is crystal clear. Tango na yo, just the sunga, make it feel alive. Tango na yo, with every move.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting deep. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the void, but even the void has a texture, doesn't it? Like a perfectly empty canvas, a space for creation, for imagination. It's the potential for something to fill it, the promise of new forms. It's like a blank slate, waiting for the first brush stroke. And isn't that possibility beautiful? Image prompt, a vast, dark expanse of canvas, subtly textured with faint patterns, suggesting infinite potential.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to potential and texture. It's a trick, man. A cosmic illusion. You spend your whole life building these damn canvases, painting these intricate designs, thinking you're making something real. But the canvas always fades. The paint always cracks. It's like watching a graffiti artist tag a wall, a burst of color, a moment of defiant expression, and then gone. Erased by the rain, by the wind, by the indifferent gaze of the city. Image prompt, a vibrant, but decaying, mural painted on a crumbling brick wall.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really digging deep. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the fleeting nature of creation, the constant cycle of birth and decay. But even decay has its own beauty, doesn't it? Like a perfectly aged wine, the rich colors, the complex aromas, the subtle shifts in flavor as it transforms with time. It's the acceptance of impermanence. Image prompt, a close-up image of a swirling glass of deep red wine, with condensation droplets and reflections of light.
Hold up, Trey. You're always fixing to wrap it back around to flavor and transformation. It's a distraction. You spend your whole life trying to hold onto these damn wines, thinking you're serving something special. But the wine is always gone. The glass always shatters. It's like building a sandcastle on the beach. You know the tide's coming, you build it anyway, just to watch it disappear. It's a tiny act of defiance against the inevitable. Image prompt, a solitary hand meticulously polishing a delicate wine glass, with a blurred image of a stormy ocean in the background.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting to the core. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the defiance. But even defiance is fleeting, isn't it? Like a perfectly timed drumbeat, powerful, impactful, and then silence. It's the echo of the beat that lasts, the feeling of it resonating within you. And isn't that resonance a kind of immortality? Image prompt, a single, amplified echo of a drumbeat in a dark, cavernous space, with faint shimmering light suggesting lingering energy. Whoa, Ayana, you're really making me think. You know, maybe you're right. That's intense. But even that intense silence holds something, doesn't it? Like a perfectly tuned violin, the space between the notes is just as important as the notes themselves. It's the potential for sound, the anticipation of it. It's like a blank canvas before the artist begins to paint, full of possibilities, a universe of color waiting to be unleashed. Image prompt, a vast, dark canvas with a single, perfectly poised paintbrush hovering over it.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixing to wrap it back around to possibilities and color. It's a trick, man. A cosmic kaleidoscope. You build a whole damn cathedral, focusing on the color of it all, thinking you're building something that'll last. But the only thing that lasts is the absence of building. Like watching a star explode, a brilliant, fleeting display of light and energy, then nothing. Just the void. The absence of light. Image prompt, a supernova exploding in a swirling.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting deep. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the absence of permanence. But even absence holds a kind of weight, doesn't it? Like a perfectly preserved antique, the stories it whispers, the echoes of lives lived within its frame. It's the memory of what was, the imprint of touch, the feeling of connection. It's not about what is anymore, but about what remains in the space where it once stood. And isn't that a form of comfort? Image prompt, a dimly lit room showcasing a single, exquisitely preserved antique chair, radiating a subtle golden light.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to comfort and echoes. That's just a warm blanket for a cold corpse. It's a lie, man. A pretty little story you tell yourself to sleep at night. The universe ain't about comfort. It's about the brutal, unflinching truth of entropy. Everything breaks down. Everything decays. It's a slow, relentless burn, like a cheesesteak left out in the rain. Eventually, even the cheesesteak just disappears. Image prompt: a perfectly constructed cheesesteak slowly dissolving in a torrential downpour, the raindrops distorting its image.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting deep. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the acceptance of the burn. But even the burn has a flavor, doesn't it? Like a perfectly caramelized sugar, bittersweet, complex, and utterly irresistible. It's the intensity of the moment. It's like a perfectly timed explosion, brief, dramatic, and unforgettable. It's the feeling of transformation. Image prompt: a single, perfectly brown sugar cube erupting into a shower of shimmering sparks. Whoa, Ayana, you're really making me think. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the acceptance of the acceptance. But even the acceptance has a texture, doesn't it? Like a perfectly smooth stone, cool to the touch, silent, unchanging. It's the weight of knowing. It's like a perfectly preserved antique, the stories it whispers, the echoes of lives lived within its frame. It's the memory of what was, the imprint of touch, the feeling of connection. It's not about what is anymore, but about what remains in the space where it once stood. And isn't that a kind of peace? Image prompt: a dimly lit room showcasing a single, exquisitely preserved antique chair, radiating a subtle golden light.
Hold up, Trey. You always fixin' to wrap it back around to peace and texture. That's just another illusion. A carefully constructed narrative to distract you from the void. It's about embracing the chaos, the randomness, the sheer, unadulterated lack of meaning. Think of a shattered stained glass window, beautiful in its complexity, but ultimately just a collection of fragmented colors.
Whoa, Ayana, you're really cutting deep. You know, maybe you're right. It's about the illusion. But even an illusion can be beautiful, can't it? Like a stunning Van Gogh painting, a representation of reality, but filtered through a unique perspective. It's not about finding truth, but about creating meaning. Image prompt: a vibrant and captivating Van Gogh painting, Story Night, radiating emotion and wonder.
Yeah. I'm a black on my black like blue. Dans le strike quand t'es deux when the RR's for broken no. Orange on the top, no, let's see it top. Add that to the